Hey, welcome back to Nifty Notions. My name's Andrew.
I'm Jason, and today, Andrew, I'm going to ask you, what do Tom Hanks, Michelle Obama, and Albert Einstein have in common?
They're famous.
That's the end of the episode.
Next question.
Tom Hanks, the actor.
Yes.
Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Barack Obama's
Yes.
wife and the First Lady.
Yes.
And Albert Einstein.
Okay, well, one's no longer with us and the other two are, so that's not the common factor.
Not a common factor. And one day the two will join them, but it's not a common factor either.
Not yet, yeah. As far as now is concerned, let me see. They're famous, which I've already said that.
The very unusual link between them.
I have no idea.
So all three of them, Tom Hanks, Michelle Obama, and Albert Einstein, all purportedly suffered from something called imposter syndrome.
Is this where they thought they were really clever, but they thought that they weren't?
People who are in their fields experts or successful, but feel inadequate for some reason.
Okay.
So definition of imposter syndrome, which is it's a common condition apparently, is the persistent inability to accept your success that you've achieved yourself, through your own means and hard endeavors. And it's really an uncomfortable feeling you have about your inadequacy, that you've achieved something.
Is there a feeling there of potential future loss of that as well? Like if they've built up a success, whether it's through movies or through wealth or science or whatever, do they have that feeling? So you're saying they don't have that feeling of, I feel like I'm not worthy? Is that what you're saying?
More than not being successful, yes.
And am I fearful of people finding that out and me then losing everything? Is that part of it?
It's a feeling that you are going to be found out.
Okay.
That you believe it's true and you think others might feel the same way or at some point believe that as well.
Okay.
So unusual, imposter syndrome. It's not a medical condition.
No.
So it's not classified as a prescriptive medical illness.
It's not in the DSM manual, for example?
Not in that, but it's widely researched.
Okay.
So people talk about it all the time. And there are distinctive personality traits that lend itself to these. Do you have a couple of ideas?
Narcissism?
So not narcissism per se, but maybe related in some way. But I'll start with one, a perfectionist who wants everything 100%. So if they don't get 100% of it correct or something goes wrong, they feel that's a failure. So there's a kind of trait within those.
So like my wife and my daughter with their marks at university, if they didn't get straight high distinctions, I was just aiming for 51, 50 to pass, and one was a margin of error, but just putting that out there.
And how did you do?
A bit better than that actually, but hey, go figure.
So you're not...
Wasted effort. It was wasted effort beyond 51.
So you don't have imposter syndrome?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
So there's the perfectionist.
Yes.
And then there's the expert who is knowledgeable but feels that they don't know everything, so they're worried about that, which is the opposite of something we've talked about before called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is in a separate video that we've done.
Link is on the screen.
Link is on the screen where people with low competency in a particular skill think they are far better and they know they're right, as opposed to the experts who doubt themselves because they know exactly what they don't know. So an interesting one is the opposite imposter syndrome of the Dunning-Kruger effect in that respect. Then there's the superhuman who will work time, spend whatever time on something to make it happen, and they are fearful of failure, and when something goes wrong they feel that. And there's a natural genius type of profile where things come easily, right? And when things don't come easily, they feel there's something wrong as well. And the last one is really around the soloist, the person who does everything themselves and they don't want to reach out for help because they feel that's a sign of weakness or inadequacy. So there are certain types of people that suffer from that. And imposter syndrome is common in a number of areas, but particularly in high performance type of environments, competitive environments, like could be in business, or you join a board and you feel everyone around you is more knowledgeable, or in a particular field of work where you're well qualified and knowledgeable, so is everyone else around you, but something makes you feel you don't belong there or something.
Right. That would drive people on, wouldn't it, in those, if they have that? That's like an insecurity, isn't it?
An insecurity,
yeah. So like sports people would then train more, focus more.
That's right.
And business people would try and earn more.
Exactly. And it can burn you out as a result of that, because you're constantly worried about that perception, which is just in you.
Or actors looking for one of those 400,000 awards that they bestow upon themselves every year. Just one of them would be fine.
Have you won an Oscar?
No.
No, nor have I. No. I'm been invited to participate, so I don't know what's going on there.
I haven't either.
And just look at us doing these episodes of Nifty Notions. I mean, we know out there's tons of people who know far more than we do about all these subjects. And that might give us a feeling that we feel inadequate talking about this, right? But we don't, do we?
No, not at all. No problems in that regard. 51%. Remember, anything above that, wasted effort.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. But it's more dominant, the imposter syndrome, in females and males, people in minority groups, people with different sexual orientations. So that's what the research has shown us. We don't quite know why.
What about cultural backgrounds?
Yes, absolutely. Where so there's two types there I just want to talk about. That's really good you raised that. One is where people are taught to be humble in certain cultures, like not overstating themselves.
Not me.
Not you, no. And the other one is...
no, sorry. I think my parents tried to teach me to be humble, but it was a lost cause.
Well, they're still working on it, right? They're still...
kind of,
they're still here to teach you those things. And the other one is where the parents really want you to excel at something. And they push you and push you and push you, and why can't you do this? You know, and that causes you to obviously feel in some way sometimes insecure and underconfident and things. So the families, cultural and the family dynamics play a large role in this as well. So we talked about sort of intensive competition in corporations. We talked about failure. We talked about minorities. We talked about maybe it's more prevalent in females. And yet it's not a medical condition. It's just a phenomenon that psychologists and others study in terms of how we feel about ourselves.
But haven't classified.
But I guess we've classified them a certain way.
Right.
But there's no kind of prescription, no pill you take or anything you take that will get rid of it or anything. It's just more about how you deal with that once you know that exists. And that's imposter syndrome.
Well, thank you for that, Jason.
You're welcome.
If you've enjoyed what Jason's just explained, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff. Share it with your friends. My name's Andrew. Thanks for watching.
I'm Jason.
We'll see you next time.